Hello, my name is Rachel Druin. I am so excited today to be able to share with you the wonders of winter sowing. If you see me cringe, don't worry, I have a broken leg. It just got broken yesterday, so it's fresh and rather painful, but this is something I can show you when I sit down. I hope you enjoy. Okay, you can see behind me that today I've been folding clothes because that's something I can do while I'm, kind of laid up. But today has finally arrived for the winter sewing lesson. So in truth, I think it's better than direct sewing for most things, and most definitely better than starting seeds inside, and I'm going to explain. So when you start seeds inside, you have to harden them off. Take them out, get them used to the weather and the wind and the sunshine and everything. But when you do the winter sowing, you do not have to harden them off. They are ready for the elements because they've been outside, but they're also developed and they get to germinate in this protected environment. So let me show you what we're doing here. Okay, now pardon the chaos in the background. I know you can see some boxes and whatnot. We're still moving in. But so you need to get some empty milk jugs, cut them in about a half, and put some moistened dirt in there. And then you need to make sure that you have some drainage holes in the bottom. I like to have it so that they are on the side a little. So you can see here that there's that little slit, and that's all you need for the water that accumulates to get inside. So you will need something to cut the milk jugs. I use both the knife and the scissors. Some tape. I actually use this big hunk of tape. And then the milk jugs, your seeds, and soil. Now this one is done. I am actually attempting to germinate peppers in this. Peppers need a lot of heat, and the beauty of the milk jug is that it creates a little kind of like a greenhouse, if you will, but it's not completely closed off to the environment, so you don't have to go in and water it. Basically, you put these milk jugs outside, and then you walk away, and then you come routinely and check to see if your plants have germinated. But the idea behind it is that they will not, The idea behind it is that they will not germinate until the seeds are ready. So when they would naturally sprout because the temperature is right, which in the milk jugs it'll be a little bit warmer, so you'll get your seeds a little bit sooner. And because they're in that enclosed environment, they won't be attacked by pests and other animals coming to eat your things. Last year, I had a terrible time with sunflowers because either the seeds or the plant itself was getting chowed down by who knows what, I would just come back in another day, like there goes 3 more sunflowers. And I planted, I think it was 15, but I only ever got 2 sunflowers out of 15. So that's another positive about this. Now, as far as how many to plant and at what depth and everything else, look at your package directions, because on it will tell you, for example, planting depth 1/4 inch, thin to 24 inches. So for something with teeny tiny seeds, I like to just sprinkle it over the top, and then I can thin it later. Other things, like this squash, it's supposed to be planted 1 inch deep, so then you would do that within the jug. Sorry, my leg is hurting a bit. Okay, another reason to do the winter sowing is that squash, such as this, will cross with other squash varieties and some pumpkin varieties. And so if you can get something that especially has a short growing season, then and plant it early, you won't have to worry about tying off the female flowers or in other ways, like trying to separate them and make sure they don't cross. Now, you can only cross plants in the next generation of seeds. So if you're collecting the seeds, which we plan to this year, then you would worry about it. But I will do a whole video of that once we're gardening. Or rather, because I'm gardening now. But I mean, once we're gardening outside. So this ground, I put just a bit of water in, and you can work it into the soil to make sure that it's evenly distributed. And then when you tape it up, that moisture will create whatever it's called. I can't think of it right now. It will keep your whole area in there wet. My little helper is over there. Hi. Okay, so we have our everything prepped. And I'm going to put 4 squash seeds in here, 1 in each corner. Now for the broccoli, I will scatter the whole thing on the top. And truth be told, this seed packet got left in the car while we were in the process of moving and fixing up this house before we could move in. And they may or may not germinate, but that's one of the things that I like so much about this method, is that if they don't, you still have some really good soil and you can just use it for something else. No problem. Okay, 4 seeds, so we'll see what germinates. Sleep tight, little ones. I'll see you when you wake up. Okay, so then you close it as best you can and tape it. We're using what we have, but you can use much, regular duct tape would be fine. And then up here, the most important thing for this is that the cap stays off, because this will allow snow, rain, dew, and the other precipitation to get in. And also, it's just better for the airflow for your plants. So this way, all you have to do is set it outside. And if you forget about it until whenever you can transplant them, then that's fine. Now, I would love to get started on all my seeds, but there are some that I don't want to start too soon. I am going to start the broccoli, but other plants from the brassica family, many of the other ones, tend to shoot. So I wouldn't do those because they'll get burned by the milk carton. And I also, for that reason, would wait for tomato. We love tomatoes. So we want several varieties and a lot of them, but we have to wait. I will probably wait until next month for the tomatoes so that they can get, maybe this tall before I transplant them, or at least open it up so that they don't get burnt and scalded and thus not perform that great. But I'm mostly excited because I'm gardening and it's February. There's icy snow outside. We're in the middle of a winter storm watch, and here I am digging my hands in the soil and getting things done. So that's super exciting. So Abby is massaging that water into that soil. Good job, sweet girl. I'm sure that's good enough. Can you make it kind of flat on top?
I'll try. But I'd have to pat it down.
Don't push it down. Yeah, we want it nice and loose so that when those seeds start to germinate or sprout, they have lots of room to spread their roots in there. Okay, good job.
Look at my hands.
I know you have gardener's hands. No, ma'am. Oh, my word.
But apple.
No, I don't think so. Now, I'm super excited about starting the broccoli because last year we tried several times to start it and then we would lose it, honestly, amongst the weeds. But this way we know that whatever goes in here, or comes out of this rather, is broccoli. So that's encouraging. And like I said, I'm just going to do a loose sprinkle, and that should be plenty. I'll gently play with the soil. These don't need to go down deep at all, as I'm sure if you have any experience with gardening or broccoli, you know that. Okay. Sleep well, little ones. I'll see you when you wake up. And, I mean, you know, whenever that may be. Broccoli, I bet, will be one of the first to germinate because it is a cold weather plant. I imagine that the peppers will be one of the last because it's a hot weather plant. Now, I would not recommend doing this with, well, that's not sticking, with plants that don't take well to transplanting. So you kind of have to decide what you're willing to experiment with because this is a rather new technique, and then just go with it. I'm going to tape that up, and then we'll have 3 jugs ready to go out right away. We could put them out tonight, but I think we'll probably wait until tomorrow. I don't know. I can't put them out because of my leg, so whenever my husband wants to put them out. Since these will be subject to rain and snow and whatever the elements bring, if you write on the jugs themselves, it'll probably wash off. So I like to write in the lids and then tuck the lids inside of the tape. The tape holds it quite securely, and then if I want to see what it is, I can just flip it over. And if I'm very careful, I might be able to see it on the outside too. So now we have pepper, squash, and broccoli ready to head out and work on germinating, you know, when the temperature's right for those seeds. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please hit that like and subscribe to see all sorts of other wonderful things. And if you can think of other things that you'd be interested in learning, I'm just sitting here. I can do the research for you. So shoot it in the comments and let me know because I'm a doer. I despise just sitting here. So let me know what I can do for you.